All right. Participants. All right. I did hide your face again.
Okay, I had to.
That for some reason I couldn't get it to stream like this, so I have to use the Zoom program to do it since I'm using this, I guess. So I just hid your face, but I'm not even sharing that screen anyway. So
okay, I wanted to show you a.
Well, you could actually, yeah, I can show you again.
You were on JC's channel, and you were showing about how all you guys pitched in and bought that.
The guy, the crystal.
Yeah, you bought. Well, it wasn't a crystal. It was a. Well, I'll show you mine.
Let me,
if you could flick it on for a second.
Yeah, it's only showing my screen, I think. But
well, Jose asked you to start your video. Okay. All right. Ready?
Oh, nice.
Is that a big one?
Yeah, that's cool.
Thing weighs about 50 pounds. I figured you'd appreciate that. They're hard to find, you know. Yeah, I got that and a bunch of other ones from, I'm going to shut this. I don't need this big light on since my face is going to be hidden.
Not no more. It's just, it looks like it just showed a piece of you.
Did it?
I'll have to cut it out of the live stream afterwards.
Okay. Well, again, you know, I don't know if it's good to show my face or not.
It doesn't matter really, but we'll just keep it that way for now.
You know, and it's just one of those things.
Yeah. So everybody listening, we were talking, me and Woo Woo Dude here. We were talking yesterday. We thought, you know, it might be a good idea to, you know, the deep state's probably got some nice big plans. Maybe not nice, but some big plans this weekend, 4th of July. And there's this like kind of a blood moon / silver moon that's happening. And, you know, they like to use black magic. So we thought, well, let's try to cut them off at the knees, so to speak, the day before. You know, Trump's going to Mount Rushmore. He's giving his big speech. And we thought, you know what, 9 o'clock sharp, let's get everybody do like a nice little prayer meditation session to kind of throw a monkey wrench in their plans, if you will. And I've reached out to all my woo-woo friends and said, all right, guys, tomorrow, meaning today, at 9 p.m. Eastern, let's all focus all of our power, you know, all my woo-woo friends' power, you know. And I said, my friend Woo-Woo Dude's going to kind of lead it. And they're like, all right, 9 o'clock, I'll be there. So I thought, well, let's get the party started a little earlier. Maybe we'll just chat a little bit about everything that's going on and all that stuff. And as we get towards, you know, 9 o'clock, which is about 15 minutes from now, I think Woo-Woo Dude, who I've got on here, will kind of take over and maybe lead us through that. Right, Woo-Woo Dude?
Yeah, I think we can do that, Joe.
Yeah, so let's chat a little bit.
Absolutely.
So I was just watching this live stream. I shared it with you a little bit a minute ago. And it showed these protesters out on about a mile away from Mount Rushmore. They parked these 3 white vans sideways across the road to stop everybody from coming in. The police and the National Guard were there and basically pushed the protesters back. A few people were arrested. It didn't get real crazy, which is good. And right when we just started live streaming, I saw them loading up at least one of the vans. Maybe they grabbed 1 or 2 out of the 3, and they're going to move them out of the way. So Trump will be coming not too long from now, because it said 8 o'clock, 8 to 10, but it might be 8 to 10 that local time. So maybe it's an hour and a half from now or so when he actually gets there. I'm not sure, but it was nice to see it wasn't real bad, you know, at least now. But you've been telling us, you know, get ready, and you've been telling me this for a little while now, and I've been mentioning it on Patreon, mentioning it on YouTube. Joe, you know, the first 10 days or so of July, Spirit's telling me, like, brace, hold your breath. It's going to get a little crazy. It's going to be like noticeable. There's going to be some stuff going on. And a little bit ago, you said yeah, but as we get towards the election, it may just get crazier. So, what do you mentioned last night that um, Spirit basically wouldn't let you sleep. They were just all over you, showing you stuff about maybe what's coming. But first and foremost, you did tell me that, get ready for July. And on the second day of July, we had a big fish who got fried, Ghislaine Maxwell. Um, and as I sent a few people, including you, which I know you already know, there was a link, and I haven't done a YouTube video on this yet, guys, but somebody put some dots together, and the house that Ghislaine bought was done through like this stealth LLC, so no one could really figure it out. It was only done back in December. So we've been being told that, oh no, she's in France right now hiding out. No, she's been here. And the person that helped her do this, the law firm now representing her, I think, and that was tied to this house, mainly tied to the house. The guy's like cousin or brother is Fauci, so-and-so Fauci. And the guy went and did more research. Oh my God, it's Dr. Fauci's brother. He's tied into this. So you see this big elitist smorgasbord. And my sister was telling me, oh, I had to go get tested today for a COVID, or maybe it was yesterday. And I'm like, Andrea, why did you're not paying attention to anything that I've been telling you? And she's like, well, one of the places I work, it's there's branches, and one of the persons had it there. So then the management said, we got to get checked, because if anyone else has it, you got to go home. I said, Andrea, these tests, they're contaminated. They're just, you send them in, they're just proving positive no matter what. My wife knows a nurse, and the nurse told her they were getting suspicious recently. And her nurse and this other friend said, let's just open the test kits and then send them off. Let's not even do anybody. Let's just send them off. Both came back positive. So Woo Woo Dude has told me he thinks most of it's not so much that they're actually contaminated, in that when you swab yourself, you now have coronavirus. More of it is, not to say that there's not some of that, but more of it is the tests are designed that they just show up positive, period. Not that the coronavirus is sitting inside this thing. It's been contaminated and it's just waiting to, the tests are designed that many times they're going to say yes, positive. So I'm telling her this. I'm like, Evelyn. So I get that news today about the Fauci connection. It's my sister, not Evelyn, Andrea. So I'm like, Andrea, look, I just found this. Fauci, the guy on TV telling you to wear a mask, get tested, all this crap, stay home, don't go to work. It's spreading like crazy. Look who he's connected to. That's connected to the number 2 child sex trafficker, Ghislaine Maxwell, that they just nabbed. And I'm trying to tell you. So she saw it, and she's like, "Oh my God, holy cow!" So I'm like, "Too late. Hopefully you didn't, swab yourself with corona, but maybe not. Maybe even if she says it's positive, she doesn't have any symptoms anyway." So, anyways, Woo Woo Dude, you definitely nailed that one, and you seem to think we still got more to come over the next couple of weeks. Is that true? Next couple of weeks still?
Well, what I'm getting from Spirit is that, and I've said this to you before when we've talked many times, that time is being compressed. It actually is being compressed. Some people are catching on to it. Some people are realizing that as the day progresses, that you'll look at the clock and you'll say, where did the day go? All right, something is being manipulated here. Now, I'm trying to think of the comedian who's dead, who said that.
George Carlin, right?
There you go. It's a great big club and you're not in it. It's a big spider web.
Yeah.
And when you go down that rabbit hole, it's amazing how the rabbit keeps popping up in one way or the other. When you get on that rabbit hole and really do the research, and then you see how all these companies and people are all interconnected somehow, some way, in such a way that you can't even believe it, because you go, what's the odds of that? Well, it isn't odds. They are definitely all connected. And as we progress, this is not going to be something that is going to disappear, okay, with the troubles that we're about to go through. And part of the thing that I did see, and I've talked to you about it, about certain people getting nabbed and certain things happening, is we're all looking at this woman that, oh, they found her, this, that, the other thing. This is what I get. What I get is she already made a deal. Okay. And they've already squeezed her like an orange. And they already have all the names. But the key was to keep her safe and then pick her up. Everybody thought she was in another country. You're talking somebody who has their hands on billions and billions of dollars, and never mind the connections. All right. And then they pick her up in a town not too far away from me.
Yeah, that was funny. Kind of weird.
That is kind of funny. And the thing is you got to realistically look at this and go, the key is she wants to stay alive. You know, she wants to stay alive.
Sure.
And I think the timing of this is remarkable. When you look at the date, the time, all the things leading up to this, all the things that are happening, not just in the United States, but the world, you could see this is not just an America thing. This is a world thing. And I heard something yesterday about 30,000 people that are being arrested throughout Europe right now.
Oh, yeah?
Right now, that has to do with pedophilia.
Hold on, we got stand by.
Oh, mini-me!
Hey, say something in the mic, son.
Oh, look at Smiley. Hi, Smiley.
Ian,
That is awesome.
At 9 o'clock sharp, we're going to do something special. Come join us, okay?
He says, I'm already doing something special, Daddy.
He likes the lights. All right, here you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Yeah, that was a quick commercial break.
That's it. Little baby, he's almost 6. A couple more days will be 6 months.
Wow. Yeah, it goes fast. It does. That's why you got to enjoy it, you know. Every moment you get, you just have to. Go ahead. What were you going to say,
well,
Joe?
you were saying, you know, you heard that these 30,000 people are being arrested in other parts of the world or Europe?
Throughout Europe right now. But this is something that's been ongoing, but they're going out big time and grabbing all these people. So again, but you know, like any war or battle, one side strikes and the other one strikes, and it goes back and forth. And whatever plays out in America, if America falls, all right, the world falls. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Now, what I've been watching was in spirit showing me that as we progress, okay, through the summer, it's going to get worse. And people go, oh, the COVID's going to. No, it's like every time you think you got over one thing, something else happens. And then another thing, and then another thing. And then it builds and builds and builds. And as we enter towards the end of summer, I told you the storms that you're going to see. And obviously you sent me a beautiful photo. It looked like the Starship Enterprise was beaming somebody up.
Yeah, well, and before that, you said about way before that, you said, oh, you're going to find these hailstorms coming in where it takes 2 hands to pick up a piece of the damn ice. And like a week later, after you tell me that, there was one in South America. And I don't know if I even published that. I might have published that one. Or I don't know if I waited a bit. But anyways, then the second one happened. I think I did talk about that one. Then the second one happened in Texas. Went through the guy's roof like a freaking meteor.
Right.
The kids out there picking this thing up. It was basically a 2-hander. It was a big one. So And then you said the lightning storms, we're going to see lightning like we've never seen before. So I did that upload the other day of that crazy one. And someone said, look, one of the lightning bolt, that lightning struck Freedom Tower. Talk about a sign.
Yes, absolutely. And when you don't think spirit can do things like that, let me tell you, okay, it's amazing. And they are setting the signs up. So understand this. There's been a couple things that have been going on. Like I said last night, I really had a hard time sleeping. I was going back and forth from this world to the other world. And the unrest that's occurring right now in the spiritual world is really incredible. It's really hectic. There's a lot of stuff that's really going on. And that beam that you saw in New York City, okay, not only is that a validation to what I've told you, but it's also a warning that I think that we really need to pay attention to New York City over these next couple of days. But I also get that there's going to be great disturbances from areas of America where a lot of people have died in the past. So it's areas that have been in serious battles in the United States that helped create the United States. And
like long ago battles.
Yeah. And so what I'm getting is, if the bloodletting happens over these very, and I call them very sacred sites, where maybe hundreds of thousands of people have died, that spiritually, that's really going to create a lot of issues. And I really believe that's going to happen this weekend too. I'm not too sure where the site is. Okay. And no, I don't get that it's where Donald Trump is going to be, but this other site is very, very sacred. And there's been a lot of death there. So what's going to happen is there'll be a huge spiritual awakening in there, with spirits going ape shit, you might as well say. So we'll see a lot of things that'll happen. The other thing that I saw that was pretty amazing that they were showing me, and I actually saw it on I don't know what it was, one of the news channels, and these kids were running around, maybe 19 to 24, were running around with Roman candles around the cities. And I'm looking, I'm going, what the hell are they doing that for? And then they said, do you understand that they're doing that? All right. So people get used to hearing the sounds, and they won't realize that it's fireworks or gunshots. I went, oh my gosh, you're kidding me. So
4th of July, people might be thinking they're hearing fireworks in some places, and it's actually gunshots going off.
Exactly. And they're planning heavy. I hope and pray that a lot of people went to their neighborhoods, especially in the inner cities or on the edge of the inner cities, and just look around to see if you see bricks or piles of rocks, or who knows, bottles, where they can make Molotov coffee. Well, is it Molotov cocktails, or what are they? Yeah. The gasoline.
Yep.
And having these fireworks and having gasoline, wow, you could really create a lot of damage. And, we're in a place that probably none of us wanted to be, but we're all here for a reason. And if you don't keep that hope in your heart and realize that it is going on, and do whatever you can to help prevent some of this stuff. some things are just way out of any of our control. But like Spirit said, it's not the big things that you have to do. It's the little things that make the difference. And humankind is on a precipice right now. And when you brought your little boy into the room a second ago, this is what it's all about. Is our children and the legacies. Hey, you know what? When we die, we die. We're back over there and we'll look back and go, oh, Jesus, we went through that. Yeah, dude, but they really, really want us to make it through this. They really do. And to come out the other side of this. So like you and I have talked many times, this is a giant freight train that's out of control. Get out of the way, and then do whatever you can. And the havoc's going to happen. Unfortunately, a lot of people that have been elected in our country are part of it. And they don't give a rat's ass. They just don't. They've lost sight of what this is all about, humanity. And they're all caught up into this thing, this darkness. And I believe they just don't know how to get the hell out of it, and some of them can't.
Yeah, some of them are stuck, blackmail, and who knows what else.
Well, that's just it. And that's, okay, I got to be careful what I say. I will tell you certain things that I've seen, and I've told you other things, but there's a few things that came to me that they showed me. But for me to put it out in the open right now, I don't think would probably be the smartest. But I could tell you this, people's jaws are going to drop on a few things. So I know a lot of people have been waiting a long time to see some things happening. They really are happening. Okay.
Well, we saw a big one yesterday.
That's right. So, and understand this, tonight, there's a lot of people crapping their pants because basically they have all the information. All right. When people like that get in trouble and get caught, they're the first ones to give you everything. And that's what's going on. But now understand, they're going to be more desperate. It's kind of like catching a snake, Go ahead, reach your hand into the barrel, see if you're going to get bit. Chances are you're gonna. So they're really, with her getting caught right now and this going down right now, right at the beginning of July, like I kind of warned you, this tells me, and what Spirit showed me, this is really going to intensify. This is going to be a very, very dangerous weekend, and going forward. Like I said, this is not just it, and all the people that are out there, especially that visit your channel, they're pulled to you, Joe. These people are like, they're like fireflies.
No, I'm like that ugly white light, and they just can't help themselves.
It's that bright light on the top of your head, Joe.
Come on, people.
Yeah, if you're part Sasquatch like me, I'm just full of hair.
I am part Sasquatch. My leg hair is that bottom half of me is Sasquatch.
Oh my goodness gracious. We all got to protect ourselves and respect with. A lot of people have different beliefs that are out there. Understand the spirit world is very, very real. And just because you can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And it's all around us.
Yeah, I know. Some of y'all in the chat I'm not sure about, but I know. I found
Yeah.
out.
Well, Joe and I, Spirit told me to send him to send him an email, and I said to Spirit, I said he ain't gonna see this. The guy, there's probably 1,000 of them that come by, and they said, oh no, he'll see it. Okay, well, we'll see what happens here, and sure as can be, you know, and that was probably. Would you say that was 2.5 months ago? I think so.
What, when we first started talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah. And has your life changed over these last 2.5 months, Joe?
Yeah, it's been a bit different. Yes, it
Yeah.
has.
Yeah. The funniest thing is when we really started talking the first time, and I said to you, I said, Joe, what's wrong with your hand? Did you hurt it? And you
I'm like,
go,
no,
no,
yeah,
this
no, that's
not.
fine.
And then what happened, Joe?
Yeah, it's a couple of, maybe, I don't know if it was the same day or the next day, whatever it was. I slammed it against the garage door opener thing, and it was red the rest of the day, and it hurt.
You
I
know,
said, I said that was like the Matrix movie when she says, "Don't worry about the vase." He goes, "What vase?" And he knocks it over. That vase.
you got to like it. But over the last 2.5 months, this is what's been happening to you, with our conversations that you go, wow, that's a coincidence. Yeah, I bet it is, and things that there's no way that you can explain them that have been happening to you, and the things that you've started to really, really see. And, a lot of people out there go, well, who is Woo Woo Dude? What? Listen, Joe came up with, this guy is real woo woo and he's a dude.
Yeah.
And I said, I like that.
Yeah, he's like, I'll take it. Stuck with it.
The alias Woo Woo Dude. I like it very, very much. And so that's stuck in that respect. But it's been very interesting. And to see you opening up and seeing the things that have been occurring to you. And I mean, Joe, I've gone to bat for you. I've argued with Spirit on you. Did you ever tell? Did you tell your fans in the stands about that one, Joe?
Oh, I don't think I did.
Well, would you like? I think you should tell the story on that one, Joe. Jeez, grow.
Yeah, he's like, you're one of these cryptos. End of the month, it's gonna go up. It's gonna go up real nice for you. They're telling me don't pass this one up. We all missed it in 2017, end of the year. We all missed it. We accept it. Don't miss this one. It's gonna come back down, and capitalize. So I'm like, all right, it's one of these ones that I got. Yep, they're telling me you've got it. Okay, all right. So I'm thinking it's probably Theta, Digibyte, maybe ETN, but I can't do ETN because I'm not KYC'd yet. So, I'm looking around. Well, of course, that big announcement with Theta, price is 20 something cents at the time. It goes up to like 58. And I watch it go there thinking, oh, it's probably, could go higher. If I'm going to pay my house off, I want, well over $1. And then it came back down 40, 30, 20, 21, 22. So he didn't know what had happened yet because I didn't talk to him yet, whether I capitalized or not. And he said he's arguing with Spirit. And he's telling me, I'm telling him, no, he's going to do it. He'll do it this time. He listened. He's going to do it. And they're like, no, he's not. He's like, no, yeah, he will. I bet he will. They're like, no, he won't. And then so he asked me, so what did you do? Yeah, I missed it. Yeah, they're right. I missed it. Yeah, it's back down.
Well, the bad part of that one was I told you the day I said, by the way, Joe, it's going to happen today.
Yeah.
So you were full alert to it. And I go, no way he's going to do that. He absolutely. It said it's today. No.
Yeah, then I said, Joe, all right, that's it. I'm doing the next one. The next one was Digibyte. And that one worked out. That one worked out pretty good so far. So now we're trying to do part 2 Digibite for the next run.
Yeah.
So
Well, you will be.
We'll see how that goes. I'm waiting for that one. So that's good.
That one will go very well.
Yeah, I think so. And I hope so. So if it does for me, that means it will for a lot of other people too. So
that's the beautiful part about it. Absolutely. You know what? There's nothing better when all your fans in the stands there went through the FOMO, fear of missing out. When everybody's, oh, there it goes, there. And then it just dropped right down. Yeah, and you gotta be kidding me. I could have had millions. I had it. Yeah. What's the most important word in that sentence? Had.
Yeah, had. Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
You got it. And the key is this time is like what I said to you. Spirit told me to tell you that don't act like Vegas. And the reason that they play with chips and not cash is so you don't have the realistic capabilities of putting them both together. If you had $30,000 in cash sitting on the table and somebody handed it to you, again, would you go throw that out a number or would you take it?
Right.
But if you see a bunch of chips, or you're looking at some, it's only half of a percent. You don't. That's the way you look at it. It's like, and then when you equate it into real dollars, you go, oh my God, that's a lot of money. Yeah, absolutely. And believe you me, as we progress, even in these crazy times we're having, Joe, they're showing me this thing. You and a lot of your people that are following what you're buying, whatever you're doing, are going to be able to capitalize. I just tell them all, take advantage of it. Okay. Don't have that fear of missing out. Once you've secured a lot of cash off to the side that you've made on these investments, all right, then go back in and invest some more. But you could still look at that and go, look at what I got off to the side. So no matter what happens, it's kind of like putting chips in your pocket.
Yeah. It's money in the bank. It's done. It's a stable coin. So
that's right. Exactly. And it's pure cash. Oh, don't get all upset. Well, I should have stayed in for another buck here or whatever. And you go, who are you kidding? Look at what you're walking out the door with.
Yeah,
that's
I already
the key.
did it 6 times successfully. So what if the 7th one went a little higher?
Oh, well.
And we missed it. It's all good.
Absolutely. And that's the hardest thing in Vegas, why people don't walk out the door with a lot of money in their pockets, is because they're playing with chips. If you just can do this and stick it in your pocket, it's okay. You can go back in because your knowledge and how you help your people out, Joe, with the knowledge that you get for them, they're going to reap the benefits of it again. So you jump back in or you jump in on something else, but you don't touch that profit that you made. That's yours, and you worked hard for it mentally. And, you use it to get yourself in a good position, which we all need to know. And with all the things that are happening, like you brought up this, what you call it, NERSA or something like that. NESARA. There's a lot of things playing the arms, but understand this, okay? A long time ago, Spirit told me, you need to take silver and put it away. So I started buying silver. Now it's gone down, okay? But they say, trust me. And believe you me, I trust them. Okay, I've gone through enough. And then they said, well, you need to do this or you need to do that. They said, you need to buy into crypto. Okay. And I did. Okay. I don't know how to do all that stuff, but it's like, okay, I bought into Bitcoin at $3,300. And even though, it goes up and down, it's like, I wanted to sell out and they said, don't you dare, just leave it alone and walk away from it. All right. So I've already seen the zeros on that. All right. And there is going to be $100,000 party with that. Okay. And it's going to get even bigger. But again, it's just a security thing. Leave it alone. And you just let everything ride the way it is. Understand everything that's happening around the world, okay, is what they showed me, is it's all happening at the same time. It's a timing of everything. With the incoming things that are going to be hitting our planet, okay, and creating havoc. That's like these storms and all these craziness that you're going to see. We're going to go through a lot. But what Spirit has shown me is that these big countries know this is coming our way, and quick. This ain't like 10 years down the road. I'm talking months. All right. And this is why, Joe, we're seeing countries out there acting irrational, grabbing everything they can and going to war to get land, to get whatever they can to position themselves, because they all believe that, well, after this is over and we go through this, if we have control of this, it's ours. Kind of like the China syndrome, okay? Kind of like Turkey, kind of like what's happening in the Middle East. And mark my words, Joe, watch the Middle East, okay? And watch Taiwan, okay? And that everybody's jockeying for position. But the thing is, Joe, nobody knows how bad it will be, because nobody's been alive to see it. So all these countries that are doing what they're doing understand that Spirit also can put protection over these countries, and countries that have done terrible, terrible things to their people. I've also told you what I saw with China, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think I should even discuss any of that?
Yeah, I don't think that would be too big of a deal, because it's kind of, kind of vague in a way.
Kind of, sort of. All right. Well, the biggest thing is, I also don't want you getting taken down or something bad happening out of it. But they showed me with China that they're being very aggressive, this, that, the other thing. But, oh, man, they've got a world of hurt. They've got a world of hurting. Right when they think they've gotten over one thing, and I told you that like 2.5 months ago, that another thing would happen. And with the virus, okay, there's another one. Yeah, it is, and it's affecting them, okay? And then maybe they'll get that handled. But the plagues that are going to hit them, all right, they think that they have control of where they're going to get their food. So I don't know who they've made deals with, but you, when it comes to news, you're a dog with a bone. You can find anything, okay? But so they've made deals out there. And what Spirit showed me is they're not going to get that food, because that's going to be gone too. And what I was shown were those flying grasshopper things. Those
the locusts.
The locusts are going to jump, okay? And that the areas that they're doing business with China to facilitate food, okay, these things are going to eat that too. So we're talking jumping around, very strange thing. It's like this stuff doesn't happen, but it is going to happen. All right. And it's one thing after another. And again, what this is not about the Chinese people, because they're beautiful people. They really are, it's what they're doing to their people. So the negativity that's being brought to certain areas, they're going to really be devastated. It is what it is. You could say what people can really put down America and say all these things, but nothing for nothing. If you take the corruptness out of there's certain politicians and people that have influenced part of America, just like other countries. America is usually the first ones there to help, to give food. You know, it's like that shining light. And then when the world looks at the shining light and it's starting to flicker, they're all panicking. They're all panicking to that. And that's the edge of what I call dark magic, which is very, very real, is it's fear-based. Because the dark entities, the dark beings, get very, very strong, all right, with fear. They just do. And they utilize it very, very well. That and, you know, I hate to even say it, but blood sacrificing. I mean, that's what they do. And you know, as we look around the world, you don't have to look very far to see it. You just don't. And it's sad. But, you know, I have such hope in my heart. And I've been watching this for such a long time. I feel so strongly that we're going to come out of this. And we're going to come out with a big smile. All right. And we'll see a lot of people that'll be crying. That's in our Congress and that's in our Senate and in some of these states. We have to laugh. We don't want a wall. Why do you have a wall around your house? Right?
Yeah. We don't want police. Why do you have private security?
Yeah. And when these people, we're just average Joes, okay? And we're trying to survive like everybody else. But during this craziness of shutting all the businesses down, we see lines. I remember looking at the lines. I do business with people out in Pennsylvania. And there's lines for 10, 15 miles trying to get food. And then we have somebody like Pelosi with that arrogance to come out and show us her beautiful kitchen, eating $25 a gallon of ice cream, while the average person is going through this stuff.
Yep, lost their jobs, stuck at home, can't go to work, wear a mask.
So this is a person who cares. They don't give a shit. And then when this man dies, okay, and all this stuff happens, so they walk out on stage for their with a tribesman, an African, get up around their shoulders.
Yeah,
they're laughing in our faces. You know, I'll put this as simple words. You know, I have great children. I have 3 children. I love them dearly. And, you know, I say to my boys when they were going through school, this is a guy thing. So it is what it is. And I said to one of my kids, who's 25 now, and I said, Christopher, I said, I'm going to give you a bit of wisdom on something. He says, what's that, Dad? I said, if you fart in a room, in a classroom, look at the guy next to you and go, oh man, that's disgusting. So no matter what that person says, he looks guilty.
Right.
Right. So all these people are complaining about Trump this, Trump that. I remember Donald Trump, and you probably remember this too. Do you remember when it was either the Marines or the Army were stuck in another country and they couldn't get a flight back for Christmas? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And Donald Trump sent his jet and brought them all back.
Yep.
That wasn't political.
Nope.
So you go.
I don't know if it was after 9/11. There was something he did. I think with the all women, like black, maybe basketball team. He donated like $25,000. They needed something, and like
it's a non-issue, you know, and you sit there. And so, you know, people are complaining and crying about all the bad things that have been going on 40 years. That's my point. When somebody goes into a public office that isn't a politician, number one, he isn't going to talk and deceive you like a politician. He's just going to say it like it is. And then when I look, and every single one of those people want to get him out or doing really bad things behind his back. Well, what does that tell you? That's the guy you want in there, because he's breaking up what we get away with. We got to get him out of here, because we're not going to get all the money we used to get. We're not going to get we got to get him out of here. That's the guy you want to keep in there. The day of the politician is over, because if you don't realize, the people out there, the amount of deceit that's been going on and the lies, and they've gotten away with it so long. Okay. And now the wild card came out, and they have no idea how this man could have done that. I'm telling you, Hillary won. I'm telling you, she did. Yeah. Want a card to the exit door. Here you go.
That's it.
But again, so all these people are being manipulated to go against a man and blaming all the troubles that have been going on for the last, really, since John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
God bless that man, you know, and God has blessed that man. All right. And when you look at all that stuff, you just, you know, take it out of your mind and listen to your heart. What does your heart say? Like Spirit tells me, you have 3 brains to connect with us. You have one between your ears, which will lie to you every time. You got your heart, and then you have your gut. And as I told you, Joe, your gut connects to your higher self, and it predicts the future. So it's no coincidence, and people go, my gut's telling me no. Well, then why the hell aren't you listening to it? Right?
Yeah.
Your heart, no matter how much you try to make something fit, your heart will tell you every time, you know what you did was wrong. So to all the people out there, just take a look at that with your own eyes and really think about it. Yep, Mr. Trump will say stuff that you go, oh, dude, what'd you say that for? Well, I said it because I'm not a politician. Okay, right? So he's in there for a reason. He's in there for this time. You could chalk all this stuff up to coincidence, but there is no coincidence. There just isn't. All right. So this is the last Trump card right here. This is it. And believe you me, I have a lot of faith in what's going to happen. I just want a lot of good people to make it through these things. And a lot of people think that prayer doesn't work. Some call it meditation. It's your connection to the Creator. All right. And to the spirit helpers that are around you. And they are around you. Okay. And they hear you. And you need to make these connections back and forth and understand that. Okay. When I died, okay, and as you know, Joe, you know the story, I was dead for a very long time. Okay. And one of the most important things that they wanted me to tell people, the 3 most important things, if you have one, you have them all. That's love, compassion, and forgiveness. And never give up, because you know not who you are. And you could take that home, you know, and that's a beautiful thing when you think about it. Be kind to people, you know, And you don't have to do big things. Just making a person smile. It makes a difference. It truly does. And whatever you do here goes out into consciousness. Okay. And it does change things. It's just, what do you want? All right. I want a better place for my kids. you know?
Too. Yeah.
Plus, I want my flying car too. It's not just for Cliff. Okay. I've always wanted one. But I do believe Joe's gonna get one before all of us.
The day that thing comes out, I'm gonna beg him, please let me have one of these things. Give me 001. I'll take the first one off the assembly line.
There you go. Maybe you could get him to sign it.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be a Donald Trump edition.
Oh yeah. I don't know. This company's out of California. Maybe not.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with California. All I could tell you is I wouldn't move out there right now. Okay. There's a lot of hurting that's going to be going on up and down that coast. And a lot of changes. And people that are out there when I do readings every day, I get this fear. I need to go someplace. I say, listen, take a deep breath. Wherever you are, as these things happen and progress, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Don't panic. If you have your connection to the Creator, okay, and the spiritual beings that are around you helping you, they will direct you. They will move you out of the way many times. Okay, so you don't have to fear that. The object, though, is start connecting. Okay, and when I'm telling you, when I died and I crossed over, totally aware of it, it's another dimension. You could see this dimension clear as heck. They're right there. Okay, it's real. It's very, very real. And you do not die, by the way. All you people out there, you don't die. They wanted me to say that too. All right, there is no death. Okay, think of it like a garden lily. It dies in the fall, but it always pops back up. That's us. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
So do you want to lead us on a
I do.
Little prayer meditation, because we know there's
I certainly do.
4th of July tomorrow. Deep State's probably got some plans, and
maybe the plans were already the plans are already rolling. And let's start this out. And I'm going to call this the God Spell. How's that?
Sounds good.
It's a great musical. Why not? And the biggest thing here is if everybody out there listening to this, just close your eyes and relax. And what we're going to do is call in all of our guides, gatekeepers, and angels, all that you may be, all that watch over us. And I call on the Christ consciousness and Creator. I would like to put up a wall, a mirror of protection around Donald Trump and his family. This protection is very strong. I want all of you to visualize this mirror going around them. And what this mirror is going to do is reflect back all of the spells, all of the negativities that are sent to harm him and his family and to harm America and the world. And these spells will reflect off of this mirror and go directly back to the ones who are creating it. And these spells will create havoc to the dark ones. And I say, let that blanket of darkness that you're trying to cover America in this world with, to tear it open, poke the holes through it, let the light come in and protect us all. I want to thank all of my guides, gatekeepers, and angels for hearing this. And let it be done. Thank you.
And I always say, it has been spoken, so it shall be.
I love it. I love it. And I also love, go woo woo, dude.
Yeah, all hell woo woo, dude.
I'm telling you, I keep on, I'm going to open up my closet and all these little people are going to be in there. From that movie. Oh my goodness gracious. When you did that, that's it. You know, you bring tears to all, you know what, Joe? You bring a lot of joy to all of us out here. So no matter what's going on out there, you know, you can really make us laugh. And I still think you're partly possessed because I don't know how you do that stuff with your lips.
The beatbox.
When you did the Thriller, I'm looking at, I'm going, he is possessed. I said, you know what? That's a gift from God right there. How do you get those noises out of you? It's
I don't even
really
know.
is amazing. Do you do that to little mini me?
Yes, I do.
And
I have it on the phone actually. Watch this. I just did this. Was this today?
My gosh.
Maybe today or yesterday. I'll put the phone up and show it. All right, here we go. Let me make the volume louder. he's like he's jamming down there.
I could see that on Austin Powers. I really could. I'm telling you, that's a beautiful thing. It's a gift. It's truly a gift. You know, but oh my goodness gracious. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about or bring up, or because you've had a lot of weird stuff happening to you lately, which have been beautiful and
yeah, no, not right now. I think I'm going to end this live stream. And,
all right.
I'll keep you on hold for just a second.
Okay.
So everybody, appreciate y'all coming in here. We had over 1,000 people on that live stream. Hopefully, the dark side felt that power we just sent out.
Let me tell you, if you all could do that every night over the next few days, I'm telling you, the power that we have, all it has to be is unleashed. All right. People don't realize how powerful we really are. Remember, our physical body is controlled and is in the driver's seat, and it's called spirit. Spirit is what makes you walk around and do things. Your soul is the battery for the spirit. And your soul is tethered to the creator. There's not a thing that you can say or do that the creator, okay, isn't feeling at the same time. It's like symbiotic. It's just like your loved ones. You actually, I'm telling you this right now, Joe, because Spirit's coming to me. There is somebody who is listening to this, and I get that they're more further on the West Coast, okay? And they've lost their son because he's coming through. And this person's going to know this. because this is what he wants to say, and it's like the only time he can say it to his father, is we might not have seen eye to eye on many things, but there is not one time that I knew you didn't love me. And when you were talking to me in the car and you looked over at the seat, understand I was there. All right. And that's for one of your people. All right. And that person knows who it is. All right. And that young man died of drugs. Okay. It was just a mistake. That's all it was. It was a mistake. But he will always be next to his father. All right. So understand that right now I'm looking at that young man, and he's got his hands on his father's shoulder, and his father is he's just about crying right now because he knows and he can feel him. All right. So it's a beautiful thing. And at that, well, I guess we'll leave it at that. And we can cut this live stream, and you want to talk a little bit after this, we can.
Yeah. All right. So whoever that was out there, spirit came through for you. You don't have to let me know.
No.
You know, whoever you are, it's for you. It's a message for you.
Yeah.
So appreciate all y'all joining in here, and I guess till next time. Appreciate y'all coming. Let me let's see. Stop live stream. All right. Take care, everybody.
Take care.